There once lived an old lady at the edge of a quiet mountain village. Her house was small, built of stone and of dreams. She had no children, no riches, no grand legacy. But she had something rare, something so many people spend their whole lives searching for. She had peace. Every morning she would rise before the sun, light a little fire in her fireplace, and warm her hands against the glow. She would step outside, breathe in the cold mountain air, and thank life for another day. She didn't have much. Just a garden, a few pots and pans, and the little songs she carried in her memory. But every day she would stir a pot of soup with whatever her garden offered, carrots, potatoes, herbs. And while the soup bubbled gently, she would hum soft melodies, songs no one else remembered. The villagers noticed her. When they were sad, when life felt heavy, when the world seemed unfair, they would go to her little stone house. And somehow, every single time, they would leave lighter. Because she had something they didn't. She could smile, even when she had nothing. One day, as the evening sun painted the sky in gold and crimson, a strange traveler knocked on her door. He looked at her with knowing eyes and said, "You've lived a good life, so I'll give you a choice. 3 doors. Behind one is your deepest desire, behind the others, disappointment." The old lady chuckled. "My dear," she said, "I'm too old to chase dreams." But the traveler shook his head. "No, you must choose." So he led her across a quiet meadow, where 3 doors stood tall. One was golden, shining in the light. One was wooden, plain and simple. And the last one was rusted, worn by time, standing crooked in the grass. The old lady paused. She looked at each door carefully, and then without hesitation, she walked toward the rusted one. The traveler tilted his head. "Why this one?" he asked. She smiled gently. "Because the most beautiful things in my life have always come in old, worn packages." She pushed the door open, and inside, there was nothing. No treasure, no magic, just dust, just silence. The traveler expected her to be disappointed, but she laughed softly and her eyes sparkled. "I came into this world with nothing," she said, "and I still have my smile, so I didn't lose anything at all." The traveler frowned and opened the other 2 doors. Behind one, piles of gold shone like fire. Behind the other, a mirror glowed, showing her as she once was, young, wealthy, beautiful. "You could have had so much more," he said. The old lady looked at him with kindness. "More than what? More than peace? More than knowing how to smile in the dark? More than the joy of a warm bowl of soup and a quiet heart? No. I think I already chose the right door." And with that, she turned back toward her little home. The fire still waited, the soup still bubbled, and her smile was worth far more than gold. She lived her life with that same smile. And when the villagers remembered her, they didn't talk about riches or beauty. They spoke about the way she could bring light into a room even when she had nothing but shadows. You see, sometimes happiness isn't behind the golden door. Sometimes it's not in riches, or youth, or beauty. Sometimes happiness is in the choice to smile even when the door is empty. Life will give you empty doors. Moments when you open something expecting treasure but finding only silence. Moments when people walk away, when dreams fade, when plans break, when the world feels unfair. But in those moments, you have a choice. You can see emptiness, or you can see peace. You can cry over what isn't there, or you can smile at what you still have. The old lady taught us something powerful. True happiness isn't about having more. It isn't about gold or youth or the things that shine. It's about finding joy in the simple, ordinary things. The warmth of fire on a cold morning. The taste of soup made with love. The sound of a song, even if no one else remembers it. And above all, the strength to smile, no matter what. So the next time you find yourself standing before a door, uncertain of what's behind it, remember her story. Remember that even if you open it and find nothing, nothing at all, you still have your smile. And sometimes, that smile is more powerful than all the gold in the world. Because happiness doesn't begin when you finally get everything you want. It begins when you appreciate everything you already have.